Hello friends, welcome back. Welcome to my channel. This is Nima. Today I'm going to start with something that it's making me really happy, and it is the fact that I passed 500 subscribers. And I know that for many people this is nothing, but for me this is really a big achievement. And I just want to thank you for subscribe and watch my videos and stick with me, and all your comments and all your support. It really means a lot to me. Thank you very much. So let's go now with this video that I'm doing in here for Craft Roulette, episode 279. And this video in here, I just want to show you my card and walk you through the process of creating my card. Let's start with the parameters. The project is a kid's card. The colors, theater, element pictures, random, half and half. And here is my card. I need to put it like this because I have to tell you about that stamp that I use in there. You see that it has that glare in here, and I love that it is like a picture. So let's talk about this. It is definitely a kid's card, and the colors, theater, I'm thinking on theater plays and shows for little kids, and definitely, or even if it's for adult, you're gonna see all these colors in theater. There is one parameter for pictures, that's that element. And not only she is holding a camera in here, but I stamped her and this paper. This paper in here, that it is a photo paper, right? And the half and half, there is one butterfly in here that is half purple and half, that's like this, pretty much the same color of her blouse. And there's another one in here, yellow and blue, but that one is definitely more noticeable. And that's for my parameter, half and half. Now, to make this card, like I mentioned, I use this photo paper, and this photo paper is glossy paper in here. And what I'm gonna do is that I'm gonna show you some of the things that I learned while I was making this card in here. And one very important is about the ink that I use to stamp. I'm not going to stamp the same image. I'm going to stamp something smaller that I have in here. So I use different inks. I should say I tested different inks. So the first ink that I used was that Stetson, knowing that that ink actually pretty much goes in everything, no? So this is that Stetson. And the next one that I tested was the VersaFine Clear. Let me clean my stamp really quick. So this is Stetson. And this is VersaFine Clear. Hard to see it from there. Well, that was me that I kind of, it's very slippery, this, because it's glossy. And I missed the stamp, but for the purpose of this quick demo, that works really well. Clean again my stamp. I also tested with Gina K, and this is black onyx. And the last one I used was Memento. So this is Memento. Let me just write it down in here. Now, this one, the Stasson, it dries immediately. Amazing. And this one, oops, you see, you have to let them dry, all of them. Yep. So I'm going to wait a little bit until this is dry. One thing that you should not do, because it happened to me, is try to use the heated gun to dry this, or you can probably do it like very softly, very gentle from far away. But if you get too close, don't forget that this is a film, like plastic film, and it's gonna melt, right? So I'm gonna wait until this is dry, and then once this is dry, I'll come back to tell you about all my other findings. So it's been maybe like 20 minutes, and Stasson completely dry. I'm not even gonna touch this one because I can see the VersaFine Clear is still. And by the way, I changed the lamp that is above me, and then I put a different one, so you can see this one that it is still wet. Yeah. Gina K is dry, but you can feel the texture on top, and I was afraid that will smear when I was painting. And then I tried with this Memento that is actually dry as well. At the end, I decided to use Memento just because I'm kind of running really low on my Stasson. And I was afraid that I was not going to get a good impression. And since I was testing also with different inks to see which one would go better, I decided the ink that I use at the end, it will work really well with Memento, so I use Memento. And I use my stamping tool to restamp if I wanted to make sure that everything was stamped the right way. This stamp that I'm using in here, let me just get it from here now, 1 second. This is a stamp that I use. This one in here, Chibi, I guess the name is Cute Laura, and this is a stamp from Spain. I got it when I went to Puerto Rico to visit my family maybe 2 years ago. So that's the stamp that I use for her. In terms of the color, I try with different options. I try with alcohol markers. And with alcohol markers, and by the way, I stamped in Memento this bunch of butterflies in here so I could show you the different options. What happened with the alcohol markers, that it dries fast, and then you're always gonna see those marks, and blending was not a possibility in here. and you will get, if you go out over all those marks, it doesn't look as the way that I want it. All right, so let's bring this down so you can see it a little better. And I'm not even gonna show you my attempt to use watercolor, because you know what happened in pictures when you put water. But anyway, I tried and it got all sticky and everything. So my other option was to use ink. And using ink, I decided to use, in this case in here, because I tried with other inks, but then at the end I ended up using Distress Oxide. I have one purple in here. Let me show you something about this ink in here. From all the inks that I tested, I think for me, the best ones are Distress Ink and Distress Oxide. So I use my little dabbers, and you know, I actually created some mask, cut the girl pieces and mask to paint around. Now I did like this one because it goes very smooth over the paper. But then one thing that I didn't like too much is that it took so long to dry in there. So I went with the Distress Oxide. And with the Distress Oxide, you gotta be a little more careful when you are coloring in here, because it just sits on the top. We know that. But because of that, it gives you a little chance to move the ink around. And even to clean a little bit if you go over some certain areas. Again, I was using masks in here, so I would not paint in areas that I didn't want. And then also after I finished, I trim, and I was able to go over and create this shadow in here. To do those little dots that I have in the dress, what I did is, after I painted the area, and you see how beautiful, how smooth it gets in there, you don't get too much chance to blend too much, because it gets dry really quick, it gets absorbed really quick. With the Q-tips, I added those little dots. And that's how I color this girl in here. And it has that glossy finish. And I added different colors, different pretty much layering on top for the hair to create that effect. I think it's something that we can do a lot of great things. We just have to take some time to experiment and play around and have fun. So that's exactly what I did. Once I finished with the girl, painting the girl, I cut some butterflies, a sentiment that I found in my stash, "You are my sunshine." And with that, I was all into all my parameters. It's a kid's card, and this kid card, it has those theater colors. The stamp of the girl is some photo paper, and that will put me on in tune with this element pictures. And then the random half and half, the butterfly, and of course I added some shimmer to all those butterflies in there. Well, thank you very much. One more time, thank you for supporting my channel. Thank you, because I have 500 plus, and hopefully I get a lot more. Keep coming back. I have a lot of surprises coming soon, and I will continue doing my craft. And if you have anything that you want me to go over, please let me know. Don't forget to join us next Friday with Craft Roulette. Every Friday, a YouTube channel, Craft Roulette. They do this amazing show where they invite a person, they run the roulette, and Mary Gun Fun, which she's the host, and the guest will make a card with the parameters, and you get the chance to participate and submit your card to craftroulette.live before Sunday midnight Eastern Standard Time, and you get the chance to hopefully, maybe, win some fabulous prizes. So join us on Craft Roulette Friday, 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And if you want to see the parade of cards, join a little early so you can see all those cards in there. Maybe yours is one of them. So I'll see you again. Thank you very much for your support, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye. Oh, look at my nails and my hands all hinky. I love that. All right. Thank you again, and I'll see you soon. Bye.